My entire life, I've been on a journey to find love. I've had some amazing experiences, and some not so good. But that hasn't stopped me from believing that true love still exists. Join me as I speak with real-life couples finding their way through life, love, and relationships. This is Real Life Love Stories.
Well, of course, always going through the death of a loved one is difficult within itself. And when your grandmother passed away, it was so sudden.
Right.
And there was no preparation or
car
anything.
accident. I mean, just,
and on Mother's Day weekend, and
we was getting ready to go out of town.
Yeah, and when we got the phone call, I still, as many years ago as that it's been, there are periods of time during that event that I don't recall.
My mom was still living. My dad is still living. Her dad is still living, but she had lost her mom. So it was difficult for me to understand. You know, we'd be watching movies sometimes, and you know, she would just start crying, and she would start thinking of her mom. And around April is the anniversary of when her mom passed. It would always be difficult around that time. I mean, she would take a couple of days off. Those days around the 29th, somewhere around there, would always be, so the 27th until May, the 1st of May, would always be difficult days for her, because those were the anniversary of the passing of her mom. So I never really understood that until my mom passed October of this year, which is, I guess, about three months ago. And so even that, we share that commonality together now. Like, some of the things that she experienced growing up is some of the same things. Our mom were alike in the raising and the upbringing. Her mom was very hard on discipline. Our mom, we didn't really have much. We both come from nothing. Our mom did what she could to provide, but it's nothing like the lifestyle that we have for our children. So, you know, death is always hard. I tried my best to always comfort her and be there. But what do you tell somebody who has lost a parent? Like, there's nothing you can say other than, you know, be there to hold them and be there to let them know that, hey, you're there with them to comfort them. But there's no words you can offer someone who has lost a parent. So I didn't really know how to be there for her.
Friendship. That's how we get through our problems. It's our friendship. When we come up against the brick wall and think this is not for us, our drawing board is our friendship. Like, what would have done if we had fallen out if we was friends? That's what makes it work for us.
I think that we can work through things easily because he is a talker and so am I. We are both like very, we're good communicators. So if something's going on, like even if we don't solve whatever the problem is, one of us, there's never a time where one of us won't confront the other one about something, and just try to nip it. And if we can't, then, we're not perfect. We have, days like any other couple to where we probably won't talk for a little bit, and it helps. But we do try to talk things out more than anything, because I'm one of those people, you're going to talk to me, like I need to make sure before I go to sleep that we're good, and so is he. So I think that helps us a lot,
It used to be real hard. It was very noticeable. But now, as we get older, we deal with it in our own ways. Because we've had a lot of death in the family.
Yeah. Your mom,
yeah,
dad.
My brother, mom and dad, Larry D, her brother.
Butch.
Yeah.
Fee.
Well, how important is it having somebody there with you through
Very
times
important.
like that?
Very important. because you support each other, and you know what makes each other click. You know kind of how to be and how to act, when not to say something, when to say something, because we've been together so long. So having each other has been real important.
I know the number one thing you need to have in a relationship is communication. Communicate with each other on everything, on every level. And communication is the big key to any situation that you have, you know, going in your relationship.
And then I guess we were married 5 years, 4.5, I guess, 5. And then my mom passed. So now she gets to be, to me, what I've been being to her for 4 years. And so that's always hard. The good thing is that she got an opportunity to know my mom and to spend time with her. And I knew her mom before we got together, just because our families were so close. But I mean, she's been there when it, and even today it's still pretty hard when I think about my mom. It's just 3 months ago. She's there to say, hey, you know, if you wanna be emotional, you wanna cry about it, you wanna do whatever you need to do, you know, I'm there. I'm cool with that. And so just being there and helping me through those, you know, that was probably the toughest time, the toughest thing I ever had to do. I didn't have to deal with anything as tough as losing my mom. You know, she was there to really just kind of, you know, make it a little bit easier, and just saying, hey, it's all right to show your emotions. You know, it's all right to if you just want to cry, and you know, it's all right to do that.
Be open. Whatever the struggle is, don't be harsh. It's a way to be respectful, be mindful of how you communicate what the issue is. And then have an open mind to hear from your mate to say, okay, because more than likely your mate sees something you don't see. And if you go into the situation open-minded, you might see yourself, and you'll easily be able to fix yourself, which will, in general, fix the situation. So, communication is the key with an open mind.
What's the best part of being married?
Somebody there to have your back, somebody there to do things with, somebody there to enjoy things with, playing with and have a good time. Just being in the presence, having somebody there, to me.
It's comfort for me and security.
Yeah.
You know, there's no fear of being alone, no fear of being lonely. That's pretty much sums
And
it
it's
up
so
for me.
comforting, you know, like to know that we have each other and neither one of us are going anywhere, and we can both be ourselves in every way with, you know, no strings attached, and we're still going to be good.
Of course, that was the only priority at that time, because it was an unexpected death. Her death is very unexpected, and you know, because like he said, because I had lost my mom, and you know, when he and I got together, it was important for me to push him closer to his. So it was like even though they had a close relationship, it was, hey, I don't have mine, so I'm gonna push you closer to yours, and I'm gonna be the same. But you know, he had the opportunity to, because it's been such a grief dealing with my mom passing, that I started going to grief counseling about 7 months ago, and he went alongside with me. So I think that helped in dealing with the passing of his mom, because there were some things that I didn't do and mistakes that I didn't make in my grieving process that now leads me to being in grief counseling 7-8 years later, that I didn't want him to experience. So that's why it was hey, you know, I didn't cry, I didn't get a chance to do this, but I want you to do that, because I want you to be where I am, have trigger points of, you know, TV, movie, or seeing a picture, a birthday, and all that stuff. So it was not a trying process. I think we have, you know, you find strength in each other in times when they're needed, and I think that was a time when it was needed, where I just felt like I needed to I don't even think I had the necessary time to think about what had went on until after we buried my mother-in-law. And I'm like, I just buried my mother-in-law because I had to be strength and support for my husband. So it was difficult, but it's, again, like I said, you find strength in each other. Sometimes you muster up some strength that you didn't even know was there in times of adversity. So.
In the dark, there are no strangers, there are no strangers at all. I was a lost boy when I met you. I was a lost boy, was a lost boy. I was a lost boy when I met you. I was a lost boy, was a lost boy. I was a lost boy. There are no strangers. I was a lost boy, was a lost boy. I was a lost boy.
There is a difference between dating and being married. A lot of people say paper, but your marriage is the work you put in it. And I've been fussed at by my husband now because he says, I'm not your boyfriend. So that would be something I would go back and say, okay, if you think in marriage, you have to know how to decipher between the two. You treat him as your boyfriend, that means you really don't have to tell him where you're going. You really don't have to tell him, include him into the decisions you make. As my husband, I can't get up, grab my keys and go. Stay gone and not call him for hours. I have to be mindful that I am in a covenant with another individual. So that makes me more responsible. Whereas my boyfriend, I'm free. I can be wild if I want to. So that would be something that's a great advice. Even now, I have to remind myself, that's not your boyfriend. You have to call and check on him. Or you've been gone for 30 minutes, you say you're going to the store, but you saw something else on the way, call him, let him know. So, and that's something I'm working on, even today.
We make it a point to set time apart for just the two of us. As deeply as involved as he is in the community, as much as the both of us work and are busy with our families and friends and all that stuff, we still make it a point to try to set time apart for just the two of us. And that's so important in our relationship because it kind of brings us back to, it reminds us why we fell in love with each other in the first place. I see him doing everything he does and I love that. And the fact that we both can still make time for each other in our busy schedules and only focus on each other, I feel like that is everything for us.
Yeah, I agree. You say all of the time, but I think that it's because of I'm a healthcare provider that he is glad that I'm around. But I've had my own.
She keep me healthy.
Yeah.
You can't have that. Why are you eating that? You don't need that. So I watch what I eat. When I'm not feeling right, she can almost diagnose what's wrong with me and tell me what to do, and we work out together.
Yeah, we do. We work out together. I've had my own health scares, and I think what scared him about that is he thought that he was going to be left alone to raise the kids. So I think that he was.
She had to be here. Early in my career, our career, I was always gone. they would be talking about stuff when they got older. I said, when we do that? They said, you wasn't here. Because, I was in the military.
Not in a mean way.
No, I know, but it used to kind of bother me. Then I look back over the years, and then I saw what it did for us. Because I was always gone, always traveling, military and my civilian job. But we're looking back, that helped in sending them to school and helped in retirement time and helped in being able to do things. So I don't feel so bad about it now.
I have triggers. So I have triggers. I have movies, TV, things like that. And then, okay, so to kind of revert back to prior to him, I've had, and this is just the honest and the truth of it, I had a lot of built up frustration and anger and bitterness towards, losing my mom. And so I don't really think that I had a lot of people around me to understand. I think with him, it was, he got it, he understood, even though he didn't understand the raw meaning of losing a mother. He understood, okay, I get what you're going through and I get it. So I think it was 7-8 months ago we were in, and then I had just had another loss. So, we got pregnant unexpectedly, and so I had another loss, and then I was still kind of high emotion from that, but we just watched a movie downstairs, and it was a passing of somebody. I think Bobby Brown special. We watched the Bobby Brown special, and I think it was when he lost his mom, and at first it just kind of started being like little tears, and then it was uncontrollable, like I was having an anxiety attack. And all I could muster up at that point, because we came upstairs, separated from the kids, and all I could muster up at that point is to tell, because I kept telling Brian, in conversations every so often, I need to talk to somebody because I need to deal with this. But then we got
to get help.
We didn't really face that a lot in our early marriage because he did travel a lot. And so when he was gone, I would just in our early years when I worked a lot, I would work just some extra shifts. And then after the kids got here, it was a little bit of a challenge because he did travel, and I felt sometimes as if I were a single parent. But I also knew that we were a military family, so I had to suck it up, and we had kids that needed things, so suck it up and keep moving forward.
I know you're still mourning, but something's going on. This is not regular. There were other people that had lost a parent, but it just seemed like she couldn't get past it. Like we were stuck. And she just couldn't get past it, and every little thing was just kind of a setback. And so I said, we just got to go get some help. I said, I'll make the appointment for you, and but we just got to get help. And so with us talking about it, we knew that okay, this is something that we need to kind of get help with. This is not something that we can figure out on our own. And so we just made an appointment and we went. It was just us talking. We just said, we need to, and this was before my mom passed. And then we went to the appointment, and then almost like a month after we went, my mom passed.
Ups and downs. That's the work. It's easy to get through the easy stuff because that's laughter. That's your peaches and cream, cake, whatever. But it's the work. It's the disagreements. Is learning to agree to disagree without pulling apart. And that's what we work on to work, hit hard at each other to where I'm over expressing myself that I disagree with you. But let's be adults to say, okay, I have your opinion. You have mine. So what can we pull from it? Because even though we disagree, there's some level ground somewhere if we stop hollering at each other. There's a common ground somewhere. So that's the work. It's finding the common ground. Because more than likely, the part that we don't disagree don't even matter.
You're watching Real Life Love Stories.
Love Stories.